So I will be showing you one of my older videos that I did showing how we use plastic on the inside of our teepee to insulate it from the cold. Be sure to hang around till the end of the video because I have another idea I think you're going to like. How to keep the bottom of your teepee from getting blocked with snow so that you still have airflow coming in the winter. Now keep in mind, plastic is not an insulator, but if you understand how the airflow in a teepee works to push the smoke out the smoke flap, you'll see that this actually helps create a warmer environment inside of your teepee in the winter. So you're living in your teepee full time and you're asking yourself, how can I make my teepee feel warmer in the winter? Well, we're going to show you how we made our teepee feel warmer in the winter. But first things first, number one, grow a beard like this. No one ever asked me what's with the beard. And do you know why? Because this beard is iconic. When people see me walking down the street, they step aside. Not only does this beard command respect, but it keeps my face warm in the cold winter air. Whatever. Number two, install an inner plastic liner between your teepee liner and the outer teepee skin. Now here's how it works. So one of the first things that we're going to do on the inside is we have our outer skin on the teepee, and on the inside you have a liner. What we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to install a sheet of plastic behind the poles between the outer skin and the inner liner. So the airflow will come up between the outer skin and the plastic, and then there will be a buffer zone of insulation air between the plastic and the inner liner. So let's take a look. The first thing we've done to prepare for putting the plastic up is we've put some boards up here in between the poles and nailed them. We're using 4mm plastic. It's about 10 foot tall, and we've measured the parameter around the bottom of the poles of the teepee to figure out the length, and ours is coming out to about 50 feet, add a couple feet extra just in case. Okay, we're starting on this side of the teepee, putting the plastic on, and what we've got is it attached to those boards at the top, and it's coming down to the bottom, and we're gonna bring it all the way in to the bottom of the boards, and then we're gonna leave enough of this flap down here to tuck it underneath the bricks. So as we go around, this plastic will be tucked and covered by bricks or rocks so that nothing can get underneath it, especially the cold air. 4mm plastic is thin, so we're going to show you how to keep your staples from pulling through the plastic by making plastic tabs. You take a piece of plastic about a foot wide, and then cut out little strips. These little strips you fold over 2 or 3 times, and then you staple 2 or 3 staples in it where you want it to hold the plastic. It's a lot stronger and the staples won't pull out. We measured the bottom of the poles for our length of plastic, and the bottom of the poles is where you want to start with your plastic. Stretch it tight from pole to pole and put in your staples with your plastic tabs. You don't want it too tight, just fairly tight. Okay, your bottom is stretched tight, but because of the angle of the teepee going up, you end up with these little flaps sticking out where the plastic is too wide for the top up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fold those over and staple them in place and staple them to the poles themselves. On the tops, I fold them over once to give it more strength. Take my plastic tab, put 2 or 3 staples in it. Then we take it, fold it over itself. Okay, this plastic here is extra from where we installed it on the inside of the teepee. What you want to do with that is you want to tuck it in behind the pole, behind the liner here. Do it all the way down and all the way up. And that's it. Now normally in a teepee, your rope that holds your liner goes around the inside of the pole, around the outside, loops back around and goes to the next pole. It always stays on the inside of the pole so that your liner can attach. What we're doing here is, because we've got this inner plastic liner, we are using small fence staples and stapling the rope to the poles through the plastic. That's going to allow us to hook our liner to it and not have to cut holes in the plastic, which would leak air and water. Obviously you put the rope up where you need to put it to install your liner. The top rope we replaced with the boards so we could staple the top of the liner and the plastic to it. Put your liner on top of your bricks and then lay your carpet on top of your liner flap on the floor. The inner plastic liner makes a considerable difference in helping to keep the teepee warmer in the winter. Now I don't have any photos or video to show this because I didn't document it at the time, but one of the other problems with snow in the wintertime with a teepee is the snow falls down and it blocks your air holes under the edge of your canvas. And with a teepee, in order to get the smoke out of the teepee, you have to have the airflow going in. Now this here is my, what I'm calling a snorkel. And that side over there is where it inserted underneath the canvas of the teepee, and it's all wrapped in black plastic all the way up to the top. And then of course at the top there I put a horizontal at a slant so the snow would kind of slide off a little bit, but the airflow goes under, goes in, goes down, and comes into the inner walls of the teepee between the canvas and the inner plastic liner. Or if you just have a regular liner, you know, a cloth liner, it keeps the airflow going, and of course the whole concept is to push the smoke out of the teepee. If you don't have airflow into your teepee, under the bottom, on the outside, under the canvas, you're going to get a teepee full of smoke. And so I built this after months and months of digging snow out. Every time it snowed and it clogged up the airflow, I had to go out there and dig it out by hand so that we had plenty of airflow into the teepee. This snorkel device that I created for the teepee is what really helped us, because it could snow all it wanted. We could get up to 3 feet, 4 feet of snow, and we still got airflow down and into our teepee. So I had 4 of these around the perimeter of the teepee, and that gave us enough airflow that we didn't get a smoky teepee, even if the snow covered all the way around the base of the teepee. Anyway, I hope this gives you some creative ideas of what you can do to keep the smoke out of your teepee in the wintertime when the snow is falling and blocking your airflow around your teepee.